Welcome to Factorio Space Exploration. My name is Nila. So this is episode 50 recap. So we've now had 50 streams of this this mod pack, and yeah, we're making progress for sure, but it's still a long way coming. This is an incredibly huge mod pack. This is quite impressive. So as you can see here, this is a nice rectangular, not square, but rectangular area that we've uncovered. The way I've done that is through the use of what's it called? It's called the satellite. I can then explore out here. So when I did this to explore for as many locations of uranium as possible, these are the biggest ones I found within the area, like 98, 102. So this is pretty bad. What I've actually had to do is I've turned off some of my nuclear power plants, so my consumption is a lot lower. It's not a perfect solution, but it does help somewhat with our diminishing supplies. We are now using 3.3 gigawatts of power. That's significant. And down here we are... Oh, I thought it was empty. We're at 7.4. That's interesting. It was actually lower sometime earlier, and my guess is that it's actually coming... There was coming one delivery in, was coming in from the core mining. So that's actually getting some things. That's great. So core mining is... We did that some time ago. This one is producing 10% out here, and it's actually accumulating. So it's now, see, there was just one flowing in. Look how little it is, but it's still something, right? It's something. And that will give us just a small supply of uranium. But what we had to do, we were running out of a lot of things on the base. So what I had to do first was actually hook up a lot of locations. So this one hooked up some copper. That is now completely stable. And you can see that things are coming in here. Also hooking up coal. So that's like 11 million, 10 million. We also hooked up this 9.5 billion iron getting in here. Also that's stable. We hooked up this one, more stone. You can see two of these are being picked up, and then on top of that we have one. So yeah, stone is being consumed in crazy amounts, and that's because we generally need it for glass, though this one is just fine. So those we hooked up 1, 2, 3, I think the 4. Those 4 we hooked up last time. So that was in the episode. So it's a good step forward. Interesting. No light oil. That means light oil is coming up from this one. And it's kind of getting stuck because I'm not consuming enough petroleum. All right, well, that's sad. Okay, so what else did we do? We also looked at the radio control units. They were doing pretty miserable, so we reinvigorated it, built a nice location here. I think this is a very nice way. This is I think the most space efficient way to take 5 inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, and then take that output belt down here. So this is not producing very much. All of this is only producing 2.1 radio control units per second. So that's not a whole lot, but as you can see here, it is accumulating way faster than we need it. So that's a good step forward. That actually means we could spend some time on launching some satellites to explore some new locations. What else do we do? Well, we have we put in some extra solar panels here and here. Those 2, and we also put that one and that one. So we now put 4 more additional solar panels. That means our power is now, I think we had like 11,000 when we started, and now it's up to 17,000. So we now have 1 gigawatt coming from solar panels and 2.2 gigawatt coming from nuclear. And this is decreasing. But I think this is a very interesting, very good way of doing this. So we are going to continue every single place where we can, like places like this one. Once this is... Oh no. Oh no. Why did I have to find these things? Much better when I don't see it. Especially when I don't see it on camera. And I'm going to fix this, and it's not going to be fixed because I'm playing on a local copy. Ooh. But anyway, this one will eventually be retired. Yeah, it will. This will be eventually be retired, and yeah. Okay, that's actually a significant little attack coming in. So the other thing we wanted to do was this rough data cards, because we did find out last time that we need 30 per second when we have fully operational, and these can be produced with modules and beacons. So I built this little monstrosity here. This is actually building rough data cards. They take each, let's go up here. Now let's go from this one. Hey, look at that. So the intention is, oh, that's a really bad way of doing this. Okay, we want to make the rough data cards. So 4 iron, 2 glass, and it can be modules, so I get 40% extra yield. This was one of the things that really was killing our robots in space, because we needed so many of these that most of the robots were busy flying iron and glass around. So if we do that here on the orbit, we are now getting a compression of saying 6 to 1, 6 to 1.5, but we're only bringing the rough data cards to orbit. So again, really efficient way of doing this. Bringing the rough data cards to orbit, and they are now going down here. We have a nice round 100,000 of those stacked. We have not so much scrap, because we've also been dealing with the scrap. And where is the scrap thing? Is that the one? That's the scrap. Let's actually give it a relevant icon that will not be stored anyway. There. So this one has basically, let's actually see with all of this how much we processed. We have 9,000 heavy oil. This gets so little heavy oil. But up here we are getting some copper, some iron, and some. If I can look at these, then how many processes they've done? 8,000. Yeah. Okay, so they've each done pretty much like 8,300 each. So, and there's 12 of them, so that's a lot. That's 100,000, I guess. That's about 100,000. So we also did another launch location down here. What we also did with the launch location, this A is how much we put into each rocket. And we set that up from, it was 30,000, then I turned it up to 39,000. Then the capacity of each rocket was increased from 400 slots to 500 slots. And now I have set it up to 49. I've set that up for all of them. And you can see one of them is not really keeping up. That's the light plastic bars found. Solid fuel found. That's interesting. So basically when we did this, every single one of these locations said, hey, give me 10,000 more. And that's basically been straining the base a bit. The fact that it doesn't say plastic is a bit worrying, or wonder why. Okay, so the great thing is that we are now consuming the plastic. Yes. So hopefully that will also be up by this one. No one seems to be. Also very interesting the fact that this one is could do more. I really would like this one to be consumed. But it's not, and because it's not, I can't. We are getting stuck. I'm gonna do like the worst solution ever. This is like the worst solution ever. No, don't do that. Luckily, it's a local thing. So this one is not getting anything because it's stuck on the light oil. We really need a better solution for this. All right, and this one, this is the one that was running out, not running fast enough. Oh, look at this. This one definitely could and should be. These are using so much materials, low density structures, so they absolutely need to be upgraded. I really should be upgrading these, but they've never been really strained before. So, and the plastic is filling up, so this one should definitely be upgraded in all regards, both here and there. Cool. And yeah, it's just slowly chugging along. Let's see how much we actually need here. How much do we have? We have 16,000 and it needs to get to 24,000. Alright, so that's taking a bit. Now, the last thing we did not really make was the uranium panic. So we are going to just go here. I'm going to the orbit and to novice orbit. Go. Swish, engage. There. Mark it. So we also did some things here, like this beautiful train. Let's hitch a ride on the train and go to astronomic start. So this was called Spaceport, and we will now be transporting between our different locations, mainly using this one. This will only be a PAX train, has these 3 stops, and I need to control when and where they start. So what we are having is, what we have, should also do this one, because why not? We are having this belt. There, an additional location. And this is now getting, the rough data card substrate from Navis that we can then bring in here. And that's going into 2 locations. These ones here, this thing, each of these is producing 1 polished per second because of all of the modules we have put in here. That's crazy how many modules we're using. So this, all of this is producing 15 polished. Is that polished? Yeah, it's a polished. So 15 polished, and then there's some cleaning up here so that we let out a tiny bit of this instead. And on the other hand, over here we have another 15, so that gives us the 30 we need. Those 30 will go out on the belt, be merged together. Here, get into this one. This monstrosity is now making... Can I just go there? Yeah, I can. Really need some kind of path between here. This one here is now making the blank data cards. And right now it's stuck because we basically have put all of this on hold. But it's going to be, yeah, it's really nice. This one should be purple, just make no mistake, it should be purple. And we can then go to the end. And while we do that, we can enjoy our beautiful astronomic science. And that's time for us to move on. However, next time we will not do this, we'll do something else. Because out here in the Calidus asteroid belt, we have found our Lord and Savior, 6.9 million. 6.9 million, let's actually do that. And where are you? There. This teeny tiny little thing here. That means it has to be completely beaconed, unmoduled, and all of that just to get us as much as possible. So this great thing here. So we have about 7 million uranium out here, and we also have a lot of other interesting things. We have 53 million iron, another 3, another 45, so over 100 million iron. Bit of stone. And out here as well we have some methane ice, which is nice. We need that methane ice. That's going to be 19 million here. So we have some stone, we have a tiny bit of copper, but we also have some copper here. And down here we have some water ice. That means we have all the things we need to build a base out here. By the way, this is our starting location. This is how far I had to go out in the asteroid belt. But the thing is, we're just gonna fly out here. We're gonna land somewhere here. We're gonna build a base around here. Get some stone processing, some methanite processing, some copper processing, some iron processing. Build a new base here. Bring things in, maybe with trains, that kind of thing, and start launching rockets from here. Basically, we're not going to use this as a supply location at this moment, but we are going to take it as a mainly as a use these items that we have here in order to harvest the uranium. The primary goal is harvesting uranium, processing it into U-235 and sending it back to Novus. That's going to be interesting. So that's going to be the goal for next time, and that's going to be interesting. So that means we are going to the asteroid belt next time to claim the uranium, and I don't really have an idea, but we'll find a good idea to how to do it. And once we get the space established, we might just use it for a lot of other things, because the travel distance, maybe we should actually just explore that idea. We can just go to the spaceport. Lovely. It is nice to drive around on the bus here. This is turning out to be nicer, much nicer than my original design. But that's how it goes. You get some new designs, get some new ideas. All right, so if I want to go from here to the Calidus asteroid belt, then let's see. Ooh, 1.34 at maximum speed. probably not going to be working very well because of the shooty. So we probably need to upgrade some things before getting there, because these are not getting enough power. The issue here is that our laser turrets are consuming more power than we have. So these ones keep switching off because they take 100 kilowatts each. Basically, these are taking too much. If we do that, it'll fly much more consistent, and it'll still be, but you can also see, boom, we're starting to get some crashes in here because we so I need to do some kind of upgrades to the system, maybe just make it ever so slightly bigger so we can have some more power on here for this longer trip. It yeah, it's still like 1 minute, so we're gonna end here. So that's this is where we're gonna be next time. So thank you very much for joining. Hope you are enjoying this series. Next time we're gonna be looking at the asteroid belt, because now this is doing really well, I think. And so until next time, remember, stay effective.